My name is Al Michaels. I was in the U.S. Army from late 1968 to 1970. I was one of the very fortunate individuals that signed up for the Warrant Officer Helicopter Training Program that the Army was offering us veterans that didn't have any college education an opportunity to get our wings and become pilots. I went through basic training at Fort Polk, Louisiana, and it was quite an experience going there. I was already 24 years old, so I was considered an old guy going through basic. I spent the next 5 months at Fort Walters, Texas, for the primary helicopter flight school in the dead of summer, and believe me, it's hot in Texas in the summertime. The last 4 months of my training was at Fort Rucker, Alabama, and that's where we did the advanced helicopter training for instrument flight and tactics. After graduation from flight school and getting my warrant officer commission, we went down to San Antonio, Texas, to Fort Sam Houston, where I attended 6 weeks of medical training before going to Vietnam, where I served for 1 year as a dust-off pilot with the 45th Medical Company. During that time, we, in dust-off, flew unarmed helicopters, and we were among one of the smallest helicopter units in Vietnam. We were authorized 140 helicopters, and we had less than that. And we had probably the best duty of any. We were the very few helicopter people that flew 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We were always on call. We're very proud of our record of rescuing over 900,000 casualties. I came back home from Vietnam and continued my career in aviation. I was already an FAA certified mechanic when I went in the Army, so I between utilizing my experience as a mechanic and a helicopter pilot, I probably had the best career anybody could ever ask for. There wasn't a day go by that I did not enjoy what I was doing. I had my wife and I co-owned a helicopter maintenance business for many years outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area. And after that, we moved on, and I started a business out in Indianapolis for a few years. And in Indianapolis, I joined the FAA, and I spent 4 years in the Indianapolis office. And after my 4 years were up, I was offered a position in Washington, D.C. at FAA headquarters to be the National Resource Specialist for helicopter maintenance, which I did. And I spent the next almost 18 years in Washington, D.C. until I retired in 2006. I continued teaching for the FAA until 2012. And after that, then I fully retired and started really enjoying life. And I had the best career that anybody could ever ask for. Thank you.